What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the 5th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $2.16, basically $2.17. 6 days, 8 hours left in this week. It's a brand new week. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it. Well, we're off to a good start on this month, on this year, on this week. Not really a wick at all to the downside. I mean, we literally opened up this week at $2.09. The low of this week is 0.3 cents below that. I mean, it's pretty stupendous how we're moving up right now, but I do get a little bit nervous whenever I see a week open up like this. Whenever it opens up to the upside, we have a gap, a CME gap for Bitcoin down to like 90K, whatever. You know, a little bit of volatility might be implied here, so just be aware of that, okay? Be aware of that. However, I am very excited that things are shaping up in the markets. And it does seem as though with today there is a little bit more life in the markets. There's a little bit more optimism, and that's nice to see. But oftentimes optimism, especially in these conditions, gets met with pessimism, with depression. So again, just be aware. We might see some volatility. At the end of the day, I do expect that we found a low. I do expect that we're going to continue to move higher from here. And I do expect that throughout this whole range that we've been in really since, you know, late 2024, that we will prevail to the upside. I very much do. So with that in mind, if we're in this range, we will prevail to the upside. We're clearly in the lower quadrant of this range here, right? Like if this was a box, we box it all in. We're clearly in the lower parts of this range. It's a great time to buy, even with potential volatility that could be implied. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll zoom out from there and we'll see, are we pulling back from here? Do we expect to climb higher? What's going on? Let's see. Okay, 1 hour time frame. First and foremost, I just want to say that's great volume. That's exactly what you want to see. This looks great. This is on the USDT pair on Binance, which is the biggest exchange for crypto in the world with the largest traded pair, the USDT pair. So that's a big deal. It's a big deal. It looks good. 1 hour RSI, a little bit of bearish divergence, right? You have one high here, a lower high, and another lower high with a high, higher high, higher high. That is technically double bearish divergence, and with that, we could consider a price target of about $2.11, $2.12, and likely you probably do go below there. Typically, you don't just go where the divergence started, but you go a little bit through there. So we'll see if we can put some fibs up that makes sense with anything that's just below that line as well. It's possible that this isn't bearish divergence, though. I mean, right now it looks like it, right? You've got two lower highs, and you've got the higher highs here. But if this continues to grow, if we just keep growing and we take out that high, there's no more bearish divergence. I mean, that would look really good. Overall, with or without this bearish divergence, you look pretty damn good here. You look really good, honestly. Like, your RSI is fantastic. So is the stochastics. So is the MACD. Crossing green here. Looking at the 4 hour time frame. I mean, where are we right now? What's the price? It's too high up there. Let's see. $2.17. With the 4 hour time frame, we do have a little bit of bearish divergence as well, but if we close here or higher, it goes away. It's a brand new 4 hour candle. We'll see how it goes. Stochastics look bullish. There is bearish divergence on the MACD. It's a little bit more severe. This divergence started all the way back down here at about $2.04. With the RSI, it's much more common to pull back and go through where the divergence began. With the MACD, that's not necessarily the requirement. We don't have to go all the way down here just because the divergence for the MACD started here, but something to address nonetheless. Areas of interest to point out. Very bullish overall, but you do look like you're tapering off here, so I would expect we see some volatility. We opened up the week to the upside. A little bit of volatility makes sense. Daily time frame, getting overbought. You look great. I mean, this is a very bullish candle here. So are the stochastics. The MACD is right at the zero. This is a perfect area to find some turbulence. That doesn't mean we reject. It doesn't mean the price goes to zero, but maybe we consolidate a little bit and then we try again later. You know, later this month, maybe next week or the following week. So I would expect we get some consolidation. Let's look and see. Let's look at our relative fibs here and just see what we've got going on. I'm going to take this low to this high, right at the 236 golden ratio. Golden ratio there as well. Golden ratio, gold. Yeah, we do show some significance here. I wouldn't be surprised if we found resistance right here. We're at the 236. We're also at prior resistance here, prior support right here, support, support, support back there. It makes sense that we would. If we were to pull back to the 382, that's just below that white line where the divergence originally started, right? The other white line where that MACD 4 hour divergence started is down here at the 0.5. Yeah, it's pretty feasible that we could go down to the 382, down to about $2.10, and then find support there and move up. Or maybe at the worst, we go down to about $2 itself, $2.05, and then move up. But I don't think that we go below $2 again, you guys. This looks really good. This looks very, very good. So yeah, we're at $2.17, $2.18. Maybe we just move up a little bit more, maybe. But I would expect that we find some turbulence here pretty soon. If I'm wrong, and I can be wrong, I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again, but if we don't find resistance in this proximity, in this area, we don't go back down to $2.10 like I'm thinking we do, $2.09, or maybe somewhere above $2 but below $2.10, but probably closer to $2.10 than $2. If we don't do that, and we just keep pushing higher, then we likely will push up to this $2.34 and probably just above their area. We probably go up to about like 240, 245. Oftentimes you do wick above the 382 and then you close below it. So something like that could be implied here. However, I am calling for personally resistance right here, a pullback, a very minor pullback, and then we will continue. Once we hit $2.09, $2 itself, somewhere in that area, we should be moving back up. If we go lower than my expectations, we'll go over that then, but I'm not going to talk about it because I genuinely don't consider that as a probability. It can happen, but I don't think that it's going to. But if it does, I'll make a video and I'll be like, hey, this is so we went a little bit lower than the expectations. Here's where we're going to go, and then we'll bounce and then we'll come back up victorious nonetheless. Again, I started off the video by saying we're in this range that we've been in for over a year now, since late 2024. I believe we will prevail to the upside. We are at the lower ends of this range. It's a great time to invest. However, if you wait, you might get a 10-cent discount, which is like 5% here. Is it worth it? I don't know. Maybe not. But I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said it all. The time is near, my friends. The time is very near. Stochastics are finding support here. We found support here before, right before we had a very, very, very massive rally where we found support right here. The same area we're finding support now. That doesn't mean that we're going to see the same thing as what we saw back in November of 2024. Maybe, but and I do expect a ginormous move to take place from here that'll take us up to like $13 or more. But I just don't think that it's happening. I mean, maybe the move's happening right now. I just don't think that we're in this phase, right? We're not in this phase. We're in this kind of figuring it out phase. We're going to meander. Once we get to the top here, then that breakout move will happen, and that'll probably be sometime in February or March that we really start to break out. But I don't really have anything else that I want to say. Everything looks good here. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. All right. Bye-bye.